So we would just like to understand first thing is like when we use DSC facades, how is it comparable with double glazing in terms of its UV and solar heat gain coefficient?
Could you repeat the question?
What I mean to ask is like when we use this DAC facade, what's been mentioned by you right now, how is it comparable with double glazing glass in terms of its UV and solar heat gain coefficient?
Yes, I mean we can, as I mentioned, we could print our solar cell on a glass substrate, and depending on the color that we choose, the darker the color, the higher the output we get on the solar cell. As I also mentioned during my presentation, we are in this first step mainly targeting consumer electronics. So we do have a project for the facade, also for glass facades, but we are mainly targeting consumer electronics now in the beginning.
Okay, that's great. Coming to some market-oriented questions, if we just want to understand that what is exactly your target market in India in terms of industry sector or your expectations in India when you're visiting here in April. So can you just brief us on that?
Yeah, India is a huge market, and there are, our solar cell could be printed. For example, we could produce flexible mobile chargers, so we can provide electricity to the rural areas of India. So to people who don't have electricity, we could give them a solar cell to charge their phone or an indoor light, because our solar cell works indoor and outdoor, and it's lightweight. So you can fold it, take care of it, put it into your backpack, and take it out whenever you need it. So that's the main target. In the second step, we want also to incorporate our solar cell into buildings in India. And what we are looking for in India are strong partners with a good network. We want to establish a production facility in India. We have been in several places, but we have not chosen a partner. We have not chosen a location within India yet.
Okay, that's great. So how about some kind of financing options? Are you looking for that also, like through venture capitalists or some license agreements?
We are continuously searching for more capital. We have now money for a couple of years of more development, but since we are going to make a global expansion, we are continuously searching for more capital. So in each target market that we have, we want to find a financially strong partner that has a good network distribution, but we are also looking for pure financial partners, so people to invest into our company.
Okay, that's great. Coming towards some kind of technical specifications, what should be the glass thickness and specification for any glass, and transmitter factor?
Yeah, so mainly what we focus on is actually indoor applications now in the first step. So we want to put our solar cell on mobile phones, on tablets, computers, and indoor we don't talk about efficiency, we would rather talk about outputs. So how many microwatt per square meter you get out from the solar cell at a certain illumination. So for example, indoor, normally here in Sweden, by law, you have to have 500 lux illumination in a working environment. So under such a light, we could give the e-ink reader, the Amazon e-ink reader, eternal life, so you never have to charge it again. So if you take it outdoor, then it will charge much faster, so linear with the lux intensity.
Okay. How about the solar print which you are mentioning to apply in the facades? What is the lifespan of that print?
So the life of a solar cell depends on the barrier material that you use. So if we print the solar cell on plastics to use, for example, on a cell phone or an iPad, then the lifetime, actually we have talked to several producers and then they don't want the lifetime over 2 years. If we are going to incorporate our solar cell on a facade or in a window of a house, then of course we need as long lifetime as possible, and then we would use a glass substrate. And then Stockholm University, they have done research and they claim that then the DSC solar cell would have a lifetime over 30 years. So it depends on the barrier material that is used.
So it
You
is
can print on
customized
any
as per
material.
so it is customized as per the material on which it is getting printed, right?
Yes, yes. And we use screen printing as a technology, so it's a simple production process. We put the ingredients of our solar cell into the printer and we print several layers on top of each other.
Okay, that's great. Coming to your comments that you were looking for some kind of rural market as well, right? So
Yes.
you must be aware that India is a cost-sensitive market. So how cost efficient your products will be when it comes to the rural audience, rural part of India?
Yes, our solar cell could be made cheaper than the existing technologies available today. I mean, we use a silicon-free solar cell, so we are not dependent on silicon prices. We don't have to import any material. Titanium dioxide, which is one of the key ingredients in our solar cell, we use approximately 20 grams per square meter. And if we order a sample from a supplier, they send us 20 kilo for free. So here in Stockholm, we are able to produce solar cells much cheaper than any competitor. And going to India, scaling up, building a large factory, we expect to lower that production cost even further.
So you're looking for some of the established player in this sector, or you would like to think over with some new partner or some sort of SME and join hands with them and scale it up later?
We would like to produce the solar cell and to partner with someone, with different companies. Either we could, for example, we could sell our solar cell to a mobile phone producer, a tablet producer, or we could partner with such a company. But we don't want to lock in. I mean, we want to sell our solar cells to all producers of different technologies, so not just to Apple or Sony or LG, but to all of them. So there are local producers in India. We would be happy to deliver our solar cells to any one of them, but we will build a factory together with a local partner in India and not limit ourselves to a specific market player or to a specific market segment.
Okay. What would be the approximate cost per wattage the solar PV module up to 100 watts?
Yeah, so if we talk about solar modules for power production, this is a market segment that we will not enter in the first phase. So that will take a couple of more years before we go to that market. In the first step, we will target consumer electronics, and there you don't talk really about price per watt. As I mentioned an example during my presentation, we have a prototype project with Amazon and their Amazon Kindle, and as I said, that the cover for the Kindle retails for $40, and then we asked them how much would they could they sell the cover for if they have a solar cell on it, and they said, well, at least the double. So you get $40 more for the solar cell, and that's approximately 5 watt. So you have a couple of euro or a couple of dollar per watt. So there is a really, really high margin, and the cost for production for us is much, much lower. To produce a solar cell for an iPad or a Kindle would cost us roughly $1.50.
Okay. So basically you're not looking for any established player in the solar market who manufacture solar cells or solar panel, but you're looking for some of the products on which this printing can be used and make it as a basic solar cell, right?
Yeah, so I mean we don't actually have a specific demand on a future partner other than that they should have a good network and be financially strong. It's good if they have a sales network all over India, but they don't need to work with PV because our technology is completely different from the existing PV industry. So it's a new product. So it could be a company that works with a completely different technology or a different market.
Okay. One more question is like, have you already developed applications that you aim to introduce first, or you would like to develop any of new one together with a partner when you find in India?
Could you repeat the question?
The question is, are you having any product in your mind, like you would like to launch this product in India first as a market entry along with a local partner, or you would like to develop a separate altogether new product when you find a partner, relevant partner?
At the moment, we are producing. We are looking into different prototypes. So what we are mainly looking into at the moment is, as I said, to build prototypes for e-readers, so iPads or similar, and also to wearable electronics, wristbands that measure how many steps you take, how you sleep. This is the future. So in India, we could think that e-ink readers would be very good. I mean, they could be given to children in schools or to people studying at universities who don't have access to electricity all the time. They would have an e-ink reader that would always be charged with solar. Or we could make a mobile charger so that, I mean, then we're looking at a really, really big market in India. We also want to enter the facade industry, so to make solar cells for facades. But the first target market is consumer electronics, and the second one is facade and windows.
Okay, that's really great. How about any limitations which you've related to your technology, which you see through first in terms to approaching rural market or urban environments separately?
Any limitations? Well,
yes.
We can actually optimize the solar cell depending on where it shall be used. So we can choose the ingredients to choose a dye that is optimized for specific usage area. So if we want to build a solar cell that is to be put on a cell phone or an iPad or similar, we will choose one dye. If we want to build a solar cell that's to be put on a mobile phone charger that you will carry outside, so in rural areas, we will use another dye. So, and depending on, I mean, I would guess in rural areas of India, people would want a really, really cheap solar cell. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work more than 1 or 2 years. If they can buy a new one, and if the price is really low, then we can use really cheap barrier materials, so cheap plastics, and make a cheap solar cell that works fine, but it won't last long. And it's not toxic, it's not dangerous to just throw in the garbage, or to, yeah, you can just buy a new one. So low price product, that's what I think. is mostly suitable for India.
Yeah, that can be a USP of your product as well. Coming to one more question is like, are you looking for any end customer market, or are you looking for only business partners in India?
We are, I mean, it depends. We have been in India a couple of times. We know that building relationships in India take a lot of time, so we are not rushing it. We're open for discussions in both those alternatives, actually. So we want to establish ourselves in India, and we are going to do it, and it will take the time that it takes. So we're open for suggestions.
A technical question here is like, which technology is better, mono or polycrystalline structure in India?
Yeah, mono or poly, that's a crystalline. Our solar cell is completely crystalline free, so we use a completely different technology. So our solar cell is the 3rd generation technology, and mono and poly are 1st generation. So I'm not sure I'm the right person to answer which is best, mono or poly. I mean, that changes. I actually used to work in the silicon industry before, and some people prefer mono, some poly. I would say neither one of them, and go for DSC instead.
Okay. Then what are the timelines you have in mind for entering in the Indian market, that is production and the manufacturing facility?
So at the moment we are building our pilot plant here in Stockholm. We expect that later this year, maybe by the end of the year, we will have the production up and running. According to the plan that we have, we shall have start to do some large-scale production by 2016. So there we will do commercial prototyping in 2016. And by then we would like to have found a partner in India, and when the concept has been proved here in Sweden, we will build larger factories around in the world. And India is one of our target markets, as I mentioned. So we still have time. So minimum 2 years before we would have a factory in India.
That's really great. As this is a new technology, and so is LED, so are there any specific benefits in combining the two? Have you ever given a thought on this?
Well, it's certainly possible. LEDs can be made really small and consume small amounts of electricity compared to an ordinary light bulb. Our solar cell could be made very, very thin. It's flexible, it's lightweight, so it sounds like a good fit. One thing we are looking into is remote sensors, for example. So in today's society, everything is to be connected to the internet. So not your cell phone and your computer, but your refrigerator, your fire alarm, your security system, and everything needs batteries and light, of course. So we don't have any cooperation with any LED company, or we don't want to limit ourselves to a single market segment. But it's certainly a good idea.
So given an option, would you like to have any kind of meetings with such kind of LED manufacturers?
It could be interesting, yes.
You won't limit your discussions with only your applicant-related audiences. So you are open for the discussions with LED manufacturers as well. That's really great from your side. Yes. Coming to some sort of environment-friendly raw materials, the raw materials which you use, we would just like to understand how are those environment-friendly, or when it comes to the time of disposal of those materials or the end product, is it environment-friendly at that time as well?
Yes. As I mentioned, we build our solar cell mainly with titanium dioxide, and different inks. So titanium dioxide is environmentally friendly, and it's available everywhere in abundance. So it's a really cheap material.